In the previous episode, we talked about designing your AI influencer persona, not a character, not a personality, but a clear role. The role of a guide who explains things simply, a guide who reduces confusion instead of creating pressure. And that distinction matters more than most people realize, because many beginners think their problem is personality. They think they need to sound more confident, more charismatic, more entertaining, but that's rarely the real issue. Now, in this episode, we are going to talk about something that truly decides whether your AI influencer actually grows or not. Because even with a clear persona, even with consistency, even with decent visuals and audio, many beginners still fail. And the reason is simple: they don't know what kind of content to create. They don't lack effort, they don't lack tools, they lack structure. Let's talk about someone I'll call Beginner X. Beginner X understands the concept of AI influencers. They understand they don't need to show their face, they understand they don't need to be famous. They set up their channel, they create an AI voice, they design visuals, they upload their first few videos, and then they do what almost everyone does next. They open YouTube, they start watching other creators, they see tutorials, they see motivational videos, they see long podcasts, they see talking head explanations, they see cinematic storytelling. And slowly, something dangerous starts happening. They feel overwhelmed. They start asking themselves, what format should I use? Should I do tutorials or explanations? Why is everyone doing something different? What actually works? At first, this feels like research, but very quickly it turns into confusion. And because everything feels unclear, Beginner X does nothing. They pause, they overthink, they wait for clarity. This is important to understand. Confusion stops more beginners than lack of skill ever will. Most people don't quit because they fail. They quit because they don't know what to do next. So let me simplify this completely. Here is the truth that changes everything. AI influencers do not win because of creativity. They win because of repeatable content formats. Formats that are easy to produce, are easy to understand, are easy to repeat consistently. If a format feels complicated, it will not last. And consistency is not about discipline, it's about design. That's why today, I'm not going to talk about trends. I'm going to show you 3 content formats that actually work for AI influencers. Format 1, explanation videos, the foundation. This is the most important format. Explanation videos answer one simple question: what is this, and why does it matter? That's it. They are not about steps yet. They are not about tools yet, they are about clarity, and clarity is what most people are searching for. Think about your own behavior. When you don't understand something, you don't search for motivation, you search for explanation. You want someone to say, here's what this actually means. That's why explanation videos work so well. Clarity builds trust faster than excitement. This is where AI influencers have a natural advantage. You don't need emotion, you don't need charisma, you need clear logic, simple language, one focused idea. Examples include what an AI influencer really is, how online income systems actually work, why consistency matters more than tools. These videos exist for one purpose only: to reduce confusion, not to impress, not to motivate, just to explain. Here is a simple structure. Start with confusion, name the misunderstanding, explain the idea simply, end with one clear takeaway. Only one idea per video. If your video can be summarized in one sentence, you did it right. If it can't, it's trying to do too much. Many beginners fail because they mix explanation with motivation or advice. That weakens clarity. Explanation is about understanding. Format 2, process videos, how things actually work. Once people understand ideas, they want to understand systems. Process videos explain how things work behind the scenes, not results, not screenshots, systems. Most beginners only see the final result online: growth, success. What they don't see is the process. Process videos show time, stages, and progression, and that makes success feel realistic. Examples include how content turns into income, how attention becomes trust, how AI tools help execution. These videos feel calm, and calm is powerful because they remove illusion. They say, this is not magic, this is not luck, this is structure. Here is a structure. Describe the system. Break it into stages. Explain what happens over time. Remove unrealistic expectations. Process videos should feel neutral, almost boring, because boring feels safe. That builds trust. Format 3, guidance videos. What to do and what to ignore. This format helps people move forward without pressure. Guidance videos answer emotional questions. What to focus on, what to ignore, how to avoid burnout. They don't command, they guide. They acknowledge frustration. They say, "You're not failing, you're just early." When people feel understood, they subscribe because of alignment. Here is the structure. Acknowledge frustration. Reframe the situation. Give simple direction. End with reassurance. No urgency, just direction. You don't need more formats. Here is a simple weekly system. 2 explanation videos, 1 process video, 1 guidance video, same structure, different topics. Long form builds understanding. Short form reinforces clarity, but don't start with shorts only. Trust compounds through understanding. Income comes from what formats build. Explanation builds understanding. Process builds belief. Guidance builds loyalty. Only after that does monetization make sense. Long form builds understanding. Short form reinforces clarity, but don't start with shorts only. Trust compounds through understanding. Here is your beginner action step. Today, choose 1 format. Just 1. Create 1 video that explains 1 idea. Not perfect, just clear. This is not about speed, it's about direction. If you want to keep learning step by step, subscribe to this channel. Direction changes everything.